Good morning, class. Now let's start Unit 3, first chapter first. In this Unit 3, aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Yesterday I discussed the concept of aggregate demand with you. Now today I will discuss the concept of aggregate supply. Aggregate supply, that means it is the money value of all of the total output available for purchase in an economy during a given period, or maybe you can say the total output of goods and the services in an economy during a given period. As we know that macroeconomics deals with the whole economy, so that's why aggregate supply is the total output of the whole economy. Now yesterday also we discussed the components of the aggregate demand, so today also we will discuss the components of aggregate supply. Aggregate supply components, because we are discussing only the closed economy, so two components are there, C plus S, that means consumption plus saving. But just below this thing I have written one more formula, that AS equals to Y equals to C plus S. That means AS is equals to Y also, and Y also equals to C plus S, and AS is also equals to C plus S. Okay, so that means in numericals you can use aggregate supply is equals to income, because both the components of both the things is equal, C plus S. Now reason behind why aggregate supply is equal to income. Aggregate supply is equal to income because aggregate supply means total output, and whenever there is a total output it leads to it gives the income to the factors of the production. When they got the income, that means maybe they are getting the employment. According to the circular flow of income, total output is equals to income and total income is equals to the employment, and again that same expenditure goes back to the total output. So according to the circular flow of income, AS is equals to Y. Even yesterday also I explained you that income, output and employment, everything is equal to each other according to Keynesian theory. Okay, so now after that let's start with the aggregate supply schedule and its diagram. So now aggregate supply schedule, first of all employment is 0. When the employment is 0, on that time you can see some level of consumption is there, that is 10. That means reason behind, because if the income is 0, still some level of consumption will be there, that means 10 units. Reason behind, because for the survival. So when income is 0, some level of consumption is there, so definitely saving will not be there, so saving is minus 10. So if the income is 0 but still some level of consumption is there, so that type of consumption is known as a autonomous consumption. So on that time your savings are dis savings, that's why we have shown minus 10. Okay, after that you can see your income level of employment increases 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 40, 50, 60. So consumption is also increases. So savings on that time, when employment is 10, on that time consumption is 15. So obviously here also dis saving minus 5. When income and consumption both are equal to each other, on that time consumption is 0. Now you can see when the income is 30, on that time consumption is 25. So now from this point you can say the savings will start. The saving is 5. Similarly 40 and 30, so gap is 10. So that means when income and consumption become equal to each other, after that only the savings will start. Otherwise before that there will be a dis savings. Okay, after that aggregate supply, its components are C plus S, that means whatever the level of income is there, Y, the income is spent in two ways, half part is consumed and other part is saved. So aggregate supply, its component is also equals to C plus S. So C is 10, S is minus 10, so your aggregate supply on that time is 0. That's why aggregate supply curve can start from origin, but aggregate demand can never start from the origin. Reason behind, because some level of consumption is always exist in the economy. Slowly you can see the level of employment increases, aggregate supply increases. That's why the line of aggregate supply goes upward, and aggregate supply curve is a 45-degree positively sloped line, and every point on the aggregate supply curve is equidistant from the x-axis and the y-axis. What is the reason behind that? AS curve or income line, it implies the total income which is equal to the total expenditure and savings, and at all the points of the 45-degree line consumption is equal to income. Okay, so after that this is your aggregate supply concept, schedule and the diagram. Now next topic come to the consumption function. That means here we have discussed about the simple concept of aggregate demand and aggregate supply. After that I am starting the new concept, that is consumption function. See, अभी तक आप लोगों ने two formulas we have read. First AD equals to C plus I. Second formula AS equals to C plus S, or maybe Y equals to C plus S. Now the third formula we are going to read. Consumption is the function of income. Consumption is the function of income is called the consumption function. That means if income increases, consumption increases. If income decreases, consumption also decreases. There is a positive relationship between a consumption and function. Now the same consumption function can be explained in the algebraic expression also. C equals to C bar plus BY. Now what does it denote? Now see the algebraic expression, C equals to C bar plus BY. C bar means autonomous consumption. That means if the income is 0 on that time, whatever the value is given of the consumption, that is your autonomous consumption. B here stands for MPC. MPC means marginal propensity to consume. This point I will discuss after this consumption function. Now Y here stands for income. That means whatever the value of income is given in your numerical, that same value you have to put over here. Okay, so that means consumption can be calculated by two ways. First by this formula, second by this formula. Now after that, consumption curve and schedule. Consumption curve and schedule, this is your income 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. That means when income is 0, on that time consumption is 15. So this 15 is your autonomous consumption, that is C bar. After that you can see your income increases, consumption also increases. But in the beginning you can see when income is 0 on that time, C bar, that means 15 was a consumption. Slowly your income increases but consumption increases more. Okay, that means here you can see when income was 0 on that time consumption was more, that means 15. Here it is shown minus C bar, so that means this is your 15. After that 10 income, again consumption is more, so that's why you can see consumption curve is upward than your income curve. Income curve आपका नीचे रह गया and consumption curve is going like this, C curve, right? 20 on that time also consumption is more, that means 25. So that means till this point there is no saving, that means minus this saving. That's why I have written over here minus this saving. At one point when income is 0, consumption is also equals to 30. Sorry, when income is 30, consumption is also 30 at this point here. This point is also known as a break-even point where income and consumption both are equal to each other. Now after this point you can see when income increases, consumption lags behind. That means consumption कम है. Consumption is downward and income curve you can see that is upward. So the gap between Y and C is equals to saving. So this is your consumption curve. That means in the beginning income increases, but as compared to the income, consumption increases more. At one point when income and consumption both become equal to each other, according to table 30 equals to 30, that point Y equals to C, and this point is also known as a break-even point. After this point income increases but consumption curve lags behind, and the gap between Y and C is equals to savings. Now next concept we can discuss after this consumption function, propensity to consume. Propensity to consume, two type of propensity. Propensity exactly means it is a desire to consume at the different levels of income in the economy. That means how much the consumer is ready to purchase the commodity in the economy. Propensity means how much he desires. So two ways, average propensity to consume APC and marginal propensity to consume MPC. APC can be calculated by consumption upon income, and marginal propensity to consume can be calculated by changes in consumption upon changes in income. So first let's start with APC. The same schedule I am going to use. Income is given, consumption is given. So APC you can calculate. APC C upon Y, 15 upon 0 dash 20 upon 10 2, 25 upon 20 1.25, 30 upon 30 1, 35 upon 40 0.87. So that means in this way we can calculate APC. But now the observation of APC or maybe true false related questions can be asked from this point. According to this diagram you can understand. See, in the beginning as income increases APC falls. Starting में आप देखो when your income increases your APC falls from 2 to 1.25, then 1.87. Yeah, APC increases. Reason behind, because the proportion of the income spent on the consumption decreases, because slowly the consumer will start consuming. ठीक है. So first point, as income increases, consumption APC starts decreases. Second point, the APC can be greater than 1. Can be greater than 1. When this situation can be happen? Here, before this break even point, here where this saving is shown. That means the value of APC can be greater than 1 when consumption expenditure is more than national income. आप देख सकते हो, your income is downward and consumption curve is going upward. So that means APC can be greater than 1, only one condition, that means before break even point. Break even point से पहले का जो भी portion है आपका, that is your APC can be greater than 1. Second, APC can be lesser than 1. अब APC can be lesser than 1 in one situation after break even point. That means ये जो आपका break even point है, इसके बाद you can see your consumption lags behind but income increases. So in this situation your APC can be greater than 1. Third point, APC can be equal to 1 at this point, break even point. ये कब होगा? When 30 equals to 30, that means when C equals to Y, that means at the break even point. And fourth observation, APC can never be 0. Why it can never be 0? Because consumption is never equal to 0 at any level of income. Even at the 0 level of national income, there is a autonomous consumption. The C bar will always exist. Okay.